You know how overthinking is a thing? It's considered a weakness. If the opposite of a weakness is a strength, the opposite of overthinking is Daily Persuasion. I'm Joshua Lisec. I'm the New York Times bestselling author, co-author, a ghostwriter of more than 100 books, and a certified hypnotist. Through this unique lens of experiences, I teach you how to better influence the VIPs of your life and your career. We're going to talk today briefly about underthinking, the wisdom of underthinking. I spent some time training with, as you may know, theater troupes. We've done a number of exercises in preparation for dinner theater shows, improv shows, some scripted, some unscripted, many while you're staying in character. And what I learned through that experience was when you are live and you're in the show and you're on stage or you're in character, there's not any time to overthink. That's not a thing. You say the first thing that comes to mind. You do the first thing that comes to mind. You act the first way that comes to mind. Think about when you're in a sales situation. You have a prospect that you're talking to, and they're talking, and you're thinking about what you might say next. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. Shouldn't say that. Shouldn't say that. You're overthinking what you ought to say next. You're not actually in the moment. Perhaps you're on a date. You're texting someone you want to date, possibly, and you're what's the perfect line? What's the perfect line? What's the perfect line? And you're overthinking it. We overthink lots of things. There's a cutie across the room you're thinking about going and talking to. A stud, maybe. Oh, he's not going to want to talk to me. And you talk yourself out of it. You psych yourself out because you overthink. Underthinking is less about the thoughts and about the obedience to your instincts. Think about the most majestic animals that you know of, most powerful, the most majestic. They don't think at all. They emote, they instinct, if I'm going to use it as a verb here. They're moved to something and then they go do it. Think about how the great apes parent their young. Just don't think too hard about it. But if there's a kid ape who's acting up, dad goes over there and makes him stop. Mom goes over there and shows her disapproval. She doesn't think, oh, what would my parenting coach say? Okay. They seem to do pretty okay for their ape culture. Underthinking means reliance on what your ancestors gave you. These gifts of wit, of tact, of assertiveness. You're at the submarine sandwich shop. You like the little redhead who's at the cash register. You know something about her eyes. This pleases you. Oh, I can't say anything. And then you start to get all flighty, fluttery, and psych yourself out. What if you said exactly what you were thinking as soon as you thought it? And what if you delivered it with complete confidence? Well, she might drool a little, actually. What happens when you obey your instincts? On the other side of that, you realize you're living a new life. You're living an instinctual life. You're living a life of authenticity to who you really are at a subconscious level. What we learn in improv is some of the best, absolute best jokes. They start to come out of your mouth before you realize what it is that you're actually saying. I have had people in my shows on the floor in tears of laughter. They fall out of their chair with something I said that was so perfectly timed. I couldn't have prepared for that. I was over there in character, attempting to stay in character, and I noticed something about one of them, and I said it without thinking twice. I didn't even think once about it. And now they're over there on the floor, rolling around in, I suppose, pasta sauce crumbs. Pasta sauce doesn't really have crumbs, but that's an example of what you might say that goes wrong. Oh, pasta sauce doesn't have crumbs. Yeah, but it sounds funny. Now you think of like little dried, crusty bits of tomato, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, pasta sauce. I guess I can have crumbs. Ugh, they should clean this place better. So now, even though I just made something up, These shows are completely unscripted. I had no idea I was going to be talking about this until I hit the record button. I had 3 seconds. That's how I do every one of these episodes, by the way, is, I got to do another episode of Daily Persuasion. So what do? I pull up Loom, I hit the record button, and it counts down from 3. I have 3 seconds to decide what I'm going to spend the next 5 to 10 to 15 minutes talking about. I have no notes. I didn't even have a subject for today. This is what came up. So I'm getting a little bit meta because I am doing the thing I am telling you to do. It's so much fun living this way because you get to trust yourself. You need to go back and think about it or journal or ask your coach or ask one of your mentors or text the chat. Chat, what do you think? What should I say? You are the chat. You are the mentor. You are your coach. Your ancestors and the instinct that they've given you to survive and thrive. To dominate or otherwise move and inspire. To motivate or muse, whether you're masculine, feminine, male or female. So what I am going to encourage you to do today is the next time you are in a regular situation, perhaps it's grocery shopping or it's emailing back and forth, or it's going out to the water cooler, and you see something, say something. You notice something, call it out. Perhaps it's a barista with a strange name like Angelic. I did this the other day, by the way. Barista, Angelic. I did double take and I thought, that's an interesting name. Did I overthink it? No. I took one step past the chick. I wasn't even ordering anything. I stopped. I turned and I walked back. I said, your name is Angelic. I said, is that short for Angelica? She said, no, just Angelic. I said, oh, you have a really cool name. You're a cool person. Something like that. And she smiled the biggest, brightest smile probably she's going to have all day. Could I have taken it from there? Sure. The point is, instinct, act. You think, you say. You think, you do. Underthinking just might be the most powerful persuasion weapon you have never deployed on your behalf and to benefit the other people who otherwise are not going to be persuaded to live better lives. And you could have done that. You could have. So what are you going to do? That's right. 3 seconds. Use that 3-second lesson. As soon as you notice something, it comes your conscious awareness that you've unconsciously or subconsciously noticed something. Give yourself 3 seconds to get yourself in position and say something. So I walk past the chick. Oh, she has a cool name. 3, 2, 1. Turn around and I say something, right? Like that. 3 seconds. 3-second decision making will change your life. And the worst thing that can happen is you say something silly that actually makes sense when you do overthink it. Like pasta sauce crumbs. That's Daily Persuasion.